Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Man, this is day 6. Come on, somebody, and pray 7:14. I want us to look at 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. It's actually our theme passage for this whole prayer initiative. And it goes like this: if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, pray, seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I, this is God talking, then I will hear from heaven, I will forgive them of their sin, and I will heal their land. This is a beautiful promise. And I think we have to be careful, though, and this is just a caution. We have to recognize that this was a specific word to a specific people at a specific time. This is not a blanket promise that we can just pray for America. This was given to the nation of Israel. Now, that doesn't mean it's not relevant. That doesn't mean there isn't something that we need to learn from this. Matter of fact, I believe it makes it as much relevant today because of the context then and our context today. You see, Israel had a history of being on a roller coaster relationship with God. And God would use natural disasters, and he would use diseases to draw his people back to them. You can read this really, it kind of gives you a summary of this when you're reading the chapter in 2 Chronicles chapter 7. You get a sense of their history and this inconsistency. And so God gives Solomon this security net saying, hey, if you guys veer off again, here's what you got to do. So knowing that's a promise to Solomon and the nation of Israel, that's there and then, how does it apply to us here and now? Well, 2 Timothy 3:16 says all scripture is inspired of God and it's profitable, it's useful for teaching and correction and rebuking. So I believe this is a model for how we, as a holy nation, you can find it in 1 Peter in the New Testament, God calls his church a holy nation and a people who God calls his royal priesthood, that we're each now have a priestly responsibility. I see this being a beautiful model for how we can stand in the gap and intercede for our world, intercede for our communities, intercede for our families, and even intercede for our lives. So I'm going to stop there for now, but here's what you got to know. I want you to become familiar with the passage, encourage you to memorize it, encourage you to pray about it, and ask God to reflect on your heart what he's trying to say through it. 2 Chronicles 7:14. There were 4 ifs. I'm going to talk about them this weekend at Christ Place Church. And the question is, do they apply today? If my people will humble themselves, pray, seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways. There's 4 things, actually. I raised up 5 fingers. What will God do? I believe God still, in his character, longs to have a people that will actually engage in those 4 actions. Hey, I love you. Praying for you. You're not alone.